It's now time to take a deeper look into the content of design in our last focus area of today, which is smart cities. We will look at where and how the value is created and show some examples on how we use design thinking to create value for our clients. It is when you start combining various fields and disciplines, you have the possibility to develop feasible answers to the big challenges of our times. So I would like to welcome my colleague Klinge, who will enlighten us about this area. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's getting late, and I would like to cheer you up a bit because we have a bright future ahead of us. Klinge is my name, and I've been working in the field of design more than 30 years. But I expect to be alive a little bit yet. I started out actually educated in design, and then moving into actually entertainment industry. So I've been setting the scene for large-scale events and theaters and television and stuff like that for many years, until I joined Alan, and we built up OF Lighting, which has been a very interesting travel. And I look very much forward to being able to use my design thinking to drive forward also the architecture and design segment, which I find is truly, truly interesting. But we'll start out now about looking a bit into how to do stuff, because we know now that the world is changing. The world is changing. But we need to do something about it. And we have to look into especially what we call the whole smart city technology segment, which is very, very interesting, very hot topic. And I think for a second we should just listen to my skilled colleague, Kjell Persson, who will just take us into how design thinking is the backbone of smart city technologies. So please welcome him.
Smart city is more than a new hype, very different from the every decade kind of hype we've seen in the tech industry since the first mainframe computer in the 60s, or even since the Model T4 back in the days. Smart city is born out of necessity for planetary survival even. With more than half of the population on this planet living in cities, a number that is increasing, everyday life as we know it will change dramatically within a few decades. On the urgency side, we have sustainability and resilience, of course, but the urgency is as much about cities where citizens, healthy businesses, and livelihood thrive in a positive spiral. So the smart city market certainly is here, and it will not go away. Management consultancies, technology vendors, the software solution providers, a wide range of startups with smart city solutions, non-profit urban movements, government agencies, the cities themselves, and OF. We all see this, and we attempt to get our arms around this smart city thing, to position ourselves accordingly, locally and worldwide. So what is at core here, and what makes OF earn a seat at the table? Key in our design and engineering approach is complexity management, defining real impact for real people with a wide range of appropriate solutions as our design and engineering material. To be a trusted partner from concept idea all the way to handing over the keys and creating governance structures for the deployed solutions. OF is a trusted design and engineering partner, and we shouldn't take the word design lightly here. In design thinking, solutions are means, not the end game. Design thinking is, and this is very important, an internal empowerment tool for the OF team. We as a team engage in building one and the same cathedral for our clients, rather than experts from different silos carving out single pieces of rock for sub-optimized purposes. To approach a real problem in a city, really in any problem domain, takes a wide range of subject matter experts, and oftentimes across disciplines that traditionally haven't worked together. For example, energy solutions have been operating quite separately from the design of mass transit. Today, this is not the case anymore. On the contrary, if we think transit-oriented mixed development, this includes microgrids, electrified mass transportation, electrified individual transportation, urban planning, sensors, data, algorithms, asset management as we have not seen it before, architecture, resilience, livelihood, affordable living, a platform for small and medium-sized businesses, and much, much more. Also, retrofitting and enhancing existing infrastructure in a city increasingly demands cross-disciplinary teams. Design thinking is the glue from early on undefined, unarticulated problems to be solved in the city, step by step, all the way to handing over the keys and launching the governance structure. The above capabilities are really what earn ÅF a seat at the Smart City table. Now, in relation to Smart City, the word disruption oftentimes is floated, really with a connotation of digital disruption. With this follows an increased complexity in the use cases. A citizen, for example, will touch the city in many physical, digital, and organizational places for any particular use case. We call this a customer journey. This is our design language. Creating smooth and seamless customer journeys is the design discipline in fashion called service design and user experience design. Maybe it's time to state the obvious. At ÅF, we have world-class subject matter experts in a wide range of smart city areas. For example, regulatory and legislation, microgrid, master planning, self-driving vehicles, light design, digital design, sensor technology, artificial intelligence, urban planning, and much more. Now, this is the baseline, a baseline that grows over time organically or through strategic acquisitions. But the secret sauce here again is how you apply these superpowers as one design thinking smart city team. Lastly, I would like to touch on our jumpstart process for cities wanting to go smart. Many cities don't know where to begin, and they of course have challenges in many domains. Oftentimes the city lacks processes to sort things out and to prioritize across city agencies and with external stakeholders. In addition, the city is typically hit up on a daily basis by numerous vendors, large and small, proposing shiny objects, supposedly disruptive and something the city cannot be without. The city faces a true complexity challenge. Our Smart City Jumpstart program helps the city sift through all this noise and furthermore creates a charter for a wide range of real and impactful projects across agencies. ÅF in this respect jumpstarts the future city with the city itself in the driver's seat. To summarize Smart City according to ÅF, our approach is horizontal to the city problem domains, it's led by design thinking, and it's seamlessly integrated with verticals of world-class subject matter and solutions experts. It's really a fivefold win with, of course, more value for our clients, more economical downstream value for ÅF, more employer brand value from spearheading impactful projects, more value for our partners, and more value for society at large. Thank you for watching.
You couldn't have put that in a better way because you cannot underestimate the importance of design thinking. But let's take a look in at what is truly smart, because that's what we're going to look at now and in the future. You know, simply answering what is smart. Because if we look out there, every city in the world wants to be smart. Everyone. New York, Stockholm, Copenhagen, Amsterdam. They all want to be smart. But actually, if you take a closer look, no one knows how to do it. Actually, they haven't got a clue. We know the future is interdisciplinary, but we also know that the cities out there really don't know what to do. Most of what they do is still guys in orange suits dealing with daily problems. So how to enter a digital domain, a future where everything is connected, that is a big question. And we have actually, talking to our clients out there, identified what we call the smart paradox. Because, as you have heard today, we have enormous technological possibilities. I think Anne said, we can do anything. The problem is that we don't know about the needs, and our clients don't know about their needs. So there's an enormous gap between the technological possibilities we have and the understanding of what problems should we actually solve. So that's where we should start. Because otherwise, and this we see very often out there, you get solutions like this. It's a picture from Turkey just 2 weeks ago. Just cluttering technology. I can assure you there is nothing smart in this picture. It's just piling up technologies. And we have to understand that we are now entering a new domain, which is implementing technologies while they are in transition. For decades, we've been working with technologies, which has been lasting for 50 years. The Edison light bulb, for instance, it's now disrupted, it's gone. And, it's a whole new paradigm working with, for instance, LED technology. And it's not just changing the technology. So it is a very immature market we're looking at. And the clients really don't know what to do. We have gone slowly, and I say slowly, from the lower left corner, now entering the upper left corner. We have gone from simple technologies to more advanced technologies. But I can assure you that we have not crossed the line to smart in any way. I challenge you to find any smart solutions in any cities out there. It's very, very difficult. It's very, very difficult to find one which is truly smart, where you actually find some value. Because what we have to do now is to go from technology to value-driven solutions. And in OF, I believe we are ready to do that. This is how you would normally communicate the solutions provided in our field. A technical scheme of all the very advanced technologies we use. Can anyone find the user in this picture? No. We have to think differently. And as we say, at least in Denmark, ask a hammer and the answer is nails. Ask a technician and the answer is technology. You probably have one of those in the office too. It's very, very advanced. It can turn off the heat and the ventilation and the light, but you can't use it because you don't know what you're doing. What happened to this brilliant solution? So we have to think before we start implementing technologies. And that's, of course, where we come in. Because we can make sure that there's value in the solutions. Many smart, so-called smart solutions that we see out there today, they are not smart at all. They are just piling up equipment and adding cost. You have to find out where's the value in your solutions. It has to be optimization, the hard values, savings, earnings, optimization, or improving quality of life, the soft qualitative values, citizens' values. They are both equally valid, but we make sure that it's in our project, that there's actually a value. We make a difference. This is a great project, the new Klinge office, the game developer. Why not go to work in a forest? So there's an added value here. When we start combining system and designing stuff, there should be an added value. Meaning that if you combine one system with another system, you must have more than the two systems together. An added value. And in most so-called smart solutions you see today, there are no added value. There's only added cost. This is why I think with the broad portfolio of OF, we know how to do best practice installations. We know about lighting, we know about traffic, we know about waste handling. And we now also know how to put this or connect this on smart digital platforms. And we know how to work with our clients, creating the governance structures needed, because our clients also have to change. This is important. And we use what we call the pincher approach, because you need to frame the problem, use design thinking to make strategies, identify needs, and you also need to have the ability to actually solve the projects in a practical, bottom-up engineering way. And it's exactly the combination we have in OF, the strategic approach and the bottom-up practical approach. That's where the value is created. Just as an example, I'm normally based in Copenhagen, and OF has actually developed the Danish ITS system from scratch, the basic idea, and are now all the way through implementation, also doing the after services and maintaining the system. And this is a true smart system because it gives value. It connects all the technologies on the Danish state roads. Dynamic signage, information, road sensors, radar, security systems, everything into one combined smart system, which actually gives value. So we know how to do it. On all Danish train stations, you will find autonomous systems or installations. Could be an elevator, could be a pump, a heating system, whatever. Today, we are combining all these systems onto our smart city platform. So they can sit in Copenhagen and monitor every piece of equipment on all Danish stations. That is smart. That is giving value, in this case, a lot of savings. And we are also working with developing soft value projects. In this case, inspiring green behavior, invite school children to bike to school, creating both a community, a bike app, a competition, but also ensure that we have the systems to support this. So we connect all the city urban systems into our smart platform, and we have a system which not only gives optimization, but gives qualitative value, inspiring green behavior, supporting the policies, in this case, of a local municipality. So already today, I'm happy to say that we deliver smart city platform solutions which are actually smart. We help, for instance, Stockholm Stad, develop smart city strategies for the future and the necessary smart governance that you need. And the after services, you need to keep these systems running. So our smart city workshops, for instance, when municipalities and cities are engaged in the work about actually developing these solutions, is going to be a big business for us in the coming years. So we are not only climbing the value ladder here. In my opinion, we are creating a cycle of value where we, from the very beginning, can help municipalities and cities identify needs and objectives and go all the way through implementation phase and rollout until after service and maybe then defining a new brief. I expect a lot from this business model because this is emerging business. And I believe that the very broad, Jonas explained very well about the broad competence base that we have in OF. This is, in my opinion, the true asset of OF. It's the collective force of what we do. Thank you very much.